Hey, welcome to your go-to show for health and wellness. I am Jonathan Fisher.
And I am Aiden Seraphim, and it is Tuesday. We are 2 days away from Thanksgiving, and we'll be airing this show on Thanksgiving. So we thought that we would talk a little bit about gratitude and the power of practicing gratitude, not only one day a year, but every day of your life.
Wow. Maybe every day but Thanksgiving.
Hey,
that's a bad idea. Don't do that. But maybe you're watching this on maybe you're sitting there with your pants unbuttoned and you've just eaten and you're watching
a whole turkey.
Yeah, and you're watching this around a crackling fire.
Ooh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. So, what was it? Gratitude.
Yeah, so I really wanted to talk about this subject because
you did.
Gratitude has really transformed my life. And
How
there's a
so,
lot
Aiden?
of different ways that I have learned to look at gratitude or think about it. So one of the ways that I have learned to think about it is through a practice, an emotional healing practice called Shanren Dao. And
say that again?
Shanren Dao. It's a Chinese emotional healing practice.
All
and
right.
As a part of this 10-day retreat that we do, one of the ways that we help to bring in more light or positivity, more of our own divine nature, is by focusing on gratitude, because gratitude actually generates within us more light and more positivity.
I would agree.
So that's one aspect of gratitude.
Yep.
Anything you want to add?
Yeah.
All right.
So gratitude. Okay, so we had spoken about what was his name? The book we were talking about last time.
You Are the Placebo?
Yeah, with
Joe Dispenza.
Joe Dispenza. He talks about if we want to access our genetics, we want to have health at the deepest level. One way to do that is to first start with gratitude. Because what happens when you focus on gratitude? Well, a lot of things happen. Is you connect to positivity, you have positive self-talk, just a lot of great things start happening when we focus on what we're grateful for.
And even more amazing, because you're talking about the DNA, is that, gratitude not only improves our outlook on life and our attitude, but it also has a physical effect. Basically, gratitude improves your physical health and well-being. It reduces stress. It decreases your basically perception of aches and pains in your body.
Yep.
It boosts your immune system.
Nice.
And it also helps you sleep better, longer and deeper sleep.
I love that.
Wow.
I'm so grateful for gratitude.
Me too.
The idea, I love that fact that it's a positive thing, in that the old adage of neurons that fire together wire together. So if you're thinking positive thoughts and you're grateful for the things that are happening, whatever is happening, just focus on the things that you like, that you're grateful for. You start connecting to other things you're grateful for, and this snowball effect that happens. A couple of examples that have happened to me personally is, to this day, I am grateful every single time I walk up or down steps. It could be one step, 2 steps. If you're ever with me and we're going up or down steps, ask me if I'm thinking about it, and I guarantee you I am. The reason is because years ago in 2010 was when my heart started going out of rhythm. So I'd go from having boundless energy to not being able to bound very well, where I would go up one flight of steps and I'd be winded, or I'd stand too long and I'd be winded. And it would happen just like that. It'd be out of rhythm, and it's just crazy, and a headache. And it could be truly the case where in the morning I had great energy, it would go out of rhythm, and in the afternoon I'd be winded like a few steps. So to this day, if there's a choice between taking the stairs for a few flights or an elevator or escalator, I always take the stairs. Because, and I've done videos on this in the past, but it's because I can.
That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
And like you were saying before, this whole, idea of that neurons that fire together, wire together, is something else that I think makes gratitude so powerful, is that, we are evolutionarily programmed towards what they call a negativity bias.
Yep.
It's how we survived really harsh environments up until now. And obviously, we're not living in those times anymore. However, our brain still, unless we work on reprogramming it every day, will still have a tendency to see the negative first.
Yep.
And so by practicing gratitude, we start to rewire our brain towards noticing the good first. It takes consistent effort over time, though.
Yep. We were talking just before we got on this video about my giving homework to my clients, and I almost always give them the homework of gratitude. Like, before you go to bed, write something, at least one thing that you're grateful for today, and then we usually have it with respect to their specific goals in whatever area. In health and wellness, something you're grateful for, or in business, something you're grateful for, and finding something, at least one thing. Sometimes they'll say two things or whatever. But if you start doing that consistently, what happens, I found, is a retroactive thing. So they know that when they go to bed, or before they go to bed, I have this homework specifically for them, and some other things that they do, that when they go through their day, they're thinking, oh, tonight I've got the homework. I got to think of something that I'm grateful for. They start to pay attention to things around them. And they start unconsciously / consciously noticing things that they could be grateful for. So at some point they get a list, and like they'll sometimes tell me, like, oh yeah, I actually wrote down a few things. I hope that's okay. It's like, no,
you can only say one thing.
You're focusing on way too many things that you're grateful for. So it plants this seed, which is the whole object of it. That I want them to retroactively be thinking about this and seeking it out. And that's the snowball effect as well. It's the positive intention. It's the neurons that fire together, blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely.
And life gets better when you do that. So
absolutely. There's actually a practice that I did. It's based on this book called The Magic by the woman Rhonda, gosh, I forget her last name. She was the one that wrote The Secret.
Okay. Yeah.
Rhonda Burns, is that it?
Could be.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Anyways, she did this challenge in that book that you, for 30 days, before you go to bed, write down 10 things that you're grateful for. And each day, you have to think of 10 different things than the day before. So, you have to imagine that after, a week or so, that begins to become very challenging.
Yeah.
However, I swear, like, after doing this practice, it wasn't even 30 days, and my whole entire life, like, got transformed, like, my relationship got better, I started getting, like, high volume of new patients, just all of this abundance started to flow towards me.
Love it.
But it's because my mind and my orientation was focused on that and towards that.
Love it. So, whether you're watching this on Thanksgiving, because I think we're going to release this on Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I'm going to try to edit it.
All right.
I will edit it.
There is no try.
No.
There is only do or no do.
There's do or do not. So it will be out on Thanksgiving. So whenever you're watching this, pay attention. So what is our takeaway? So we know that there are good reasons to do it. We're trying to make these videos a little shorter so that you watch the whole thing and get the benefit at the end when we give you tips.
Right. I think for me, like, it's all about, like, the whole philosophy of meditation is, it's better if you do 5 minutes of meditation a day than if you do 20 minutes a couple of times a week and not frequently. So for me, it would be about beginning to create a practice in your life consistently on a daily basis. So, 10 is a lot. So maybe you start off thinking every day of one thing that you're grateful for and writing it down.
That's what I tell my clients to do the first time.
And then you can build on that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I would recommend as well. So just starting this practice, start to notice things, and you'll find that not only do you notice more, you'll notice yourself. I find myself sort of doing things that sort of bring about more gratefulness.
Exactly.
It's so strange, yeah.
And if there's one thing that I think all of us can agree upon is our world needs more positivity, more light.
Yep.
More grateful things.
Well, and the mindfulness thing, if you're in the moment, be grateful. Again, I'm grateful for every time I walk up a flight of steps and I have the energy.
Absolutely.
Very good.
All right.
So gratefulness on your Thanksgiving, and maybe if you're watching this on Thanksgiving, take a look around you. these people that you may have difficulty with, you may have different views than, they won't be there forever. So, love
or
them
maybe there's something that you can find to be grateful for about them.
Well, that's what I mean, is be grateful for the fact that they're even there, because they won't be forever. So
I agree.
Gratefulness. There we go.
All right. Well, until next time.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in.